to doing seniors real estate and jump out of the rat race.
So what do you do for the real estate piece? We've shared so many ideas, but I don't actually know what you're doing.
Yeah, really, for the most part, I am referring people and taking the referral fee
Okay.
because I just don't have the time to focus and do a good job for folks.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Any
Right.
buyers that need a mortgage?
Yes,
Did you forget that I do
occasionally.
mortgages in all 50 states, Share?
I did not, but the one that I'm currently dealing with, I don't think you want to mess with.
Why?
She's a she is very naive and thinks that she can buy a house that is double the amount that she could ever afford
Hmm.
and doesn't have consistent work. So it's just going to be a very big challenge to ever get her into anything.
Hmm.
So
Does
no,
she
I
have,
didn't forget about you.
okay. Does she have any family that would help her?
Well, sometime today she does, tomorrow she doesn't. It's the whole thing is just
Okay. Where did you get her from?
she actually is one of my renters.
Oh, so she's a tenant who now wants to
She
become
is
a
a,
home.
exactly. Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Good job.
So
Did
she
you
pays
do
her
some
rent,
type
so
of,
that's good.
did you do any seminar, any education thing, a podcast, any in-person stuff for them, or she just found you, or you just know her because of the rental?
I just know her. She's been in my apartment for, I don't know, at least 3 years now.
Got it. Okay. How many do you have there? Are you managing the complex?
Nope, hands off.
Okay.
Have a management company.
Got it.
It's just a 4 unit, but it's been pretty lucrative.
That's great.
And it came with an acre of land behind it
Wow.
and a big pole barn. So
Nice.
yeah, so we live on the lake, and
Sounds very
so
nice.
we have a great place to store our toys on the off season, and so it worked out
Right.
very well.
Well, you do pretty good on your W-2, don't you?
I do, and that's part of the problem.
It's the hard part. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And I don't know. And then but then I keep thinking about it, and it's like, is the stress worth it? No.
Well,
You know,
you sell yourself every day, so
right, right. Yep, yep.
well, when you take a look at, let's say, the last 12 months of referred out real estate deals, did you ever take a look at how much you earned from the business you referred out?
It's not a lot. It's not a huge amount.
Okay.
Um, it's enough. It's enough that I'm making a profit as opposed to, you know, throwing money away
Yeah.
on my license and all that stuff. But
So it's 5,000, 10,000. It's nothing substantial.
exactly, yes. Yep,
Okay. It
yep.
almost just keeps you in the game a little bit.
Right. Yep.
So if you ended up doing those 2 or 3 or 4 transactions all the way through, you may have made 30 or 40,000 as opposed to 3 to 5,000 kind of thing.
This is true. This is very true. Yep.
But that's not enough to replace the W-2, you know?
No, it's not. It's not.
So the question then is, if I were your husband, and I don't know what the dynamic is nor the finances, but
Mm-hmm.
I would essentially say, I believe in you enough to invest in you. So I'm going to start saving every penny I can to give us a little nest egg so that you can quit and go do what you really want to do. What
Well,
would you say? What would you say to that?
um, he has said that.
Wonderful. What a nice guy.
Um, yeah, we've only been married for about 4.5 years.
Okay.
So late in life marriage. Um, and yeah, he's all for it. He doesn't want me. working the way I am. But he is a finances don't bother him at all. He knows, it'll get taken care of. Don't worry about it, kind of thing.
Right.
And I raised my daughter on my own, and have always been of the mind that I have to be able to take care of myself no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's very scary to me not to have the money coming in.
So just out of curiosity, you bring up a good point with your daughter. I have been with Jennifer for 36 years, married for 31. I have 3 children. We have 3 children, and I'm having a third grandchild on the way. So the question, and my wife has never worked in 36 years. So she met me in college and essentially retired.
Yep.
So it's just that we have a different philosophy, the way that we operate, and it works wonderfully for us, right? I'm not saying anybody has to do that. However,
Yep.
the thought process is this. If one of your children or your child needed your help, regardless of what it is, if you had the ability to help them, would you?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you take that husband, your help? Why wouldn't you take that same help from your husband?
That's
So in other
very
words,
funny that you say that.
It's advice we can give. We just can't take it.
That's exactly right, because I laugh because my husband is always doing all these big projects that are done by 3 or 4 people at a time, but he's got to do it all himself. And he can't ask anyone for help, even though they offer. So I'm always after him about that. So you are absolutely right. I can give the advice, but I can't take it.
Well, you just need somebody in your life to get in your ear and remind you of that. And quite honestly, if you really want to peel this back a little bit, if you were trying to give help to your daughter and she kept refusing you, it's damn near offensive.
Yeah, very true. Yep.
If somebody's really genuinely trying to help you and you keep saying no, they're going to get pissed off and eventually may never be willing to offer again because it's just a waste of time. You won't take it. And then it'll only be an absolute desperate situation, God forbid, health situation or something. And it's like we raise the flag. But in reality, we want to help our family. We want to help each other. And if we've been given the capability, the faculties, the finances to do so, why wouldn't you? Because you want the same thing. So it just doesn't make sense that we allow pride to cloud our judgment, but tell somebody else not to.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I say that to you because you've been coming here for quite some time. You've heard me talk many times. I'm sure Corey and Felicia, it's like, I don't know how much more information or education or motivation you need to actually take that step. The fact that you keep coming is like a reminder that you keep trying to put yourself in the environment. But Cher, it's like this, jokingly but seriously. And you know me, whether or not you remember this or not, I'm the guy that says, if you got to live with Elon Musk for a year, 24/7, do you believe you'd think differently about money and electricity and space and finances and electric cars? Obviously, the answer is yes.
Yep.
Okay. So it's more about your environment than about you. And the beautiful thing that I believe you keep doing is putting yourself in the environment. But because we're not literally together every day, you're allowing your outside forces to take you away. So it's the equivalent of saying, I'm going to get in shape, and you just go stand in the middle of the gym. That's what you keep doing. And I've tried now a couple different ways to ignite, spark you, kick you, or choke you into that role that you claim you want to be in, but you continue to concede because of the money. So the joke, but seriously, think about this. It's a different way to put what I'm about to say to you. So as we grow up, we're dependent on our parents. Then we go to school and we become dependent on the government because we ask them for money to put us through college. Now we're on the hook, whether you are or not, just conceptualize this. Now we're on the hook to the government for many, many years for student loans. I have people in their 50s still paying their student loans. So
really?
Yeah. Wow. Now we're indebted to the government because they put us through school. Then we get a job, and 4 months out of every year, we actually work for the government because that's the amount of taxes they take out of our pay. And then when we try to retire, 21 million Americans are on government assistance after they retire. 21 million. So you're trading your time for the government umbrella. 21 million people rely on Social Security, or they can't make their mortgage payment or pay their rent or their food or their medication. 21 million Americans. So the government's got you by the stones, and they know it from college all the way through, and you're indebted to them and you work for them. People don't see it that way, but that's the truth. So you've now been coming back time and time again to see a different way to break out. But again, you're just not allowing yourself to do that.
Yeah, you're right. But see, you bring up another fear, though, is running out of money when you retire.
So let me ask you this question. Now, Cheryl, I'm 58, Cheryl. I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 60.
Okay. So then we're in the same boat. If I had done differently during the course of my life, I wouldn't be here. I made many financial mistakes, invested in different businesses, tried different things to then, oh my gosh, have everything I needed by age 55 was my checkout plan. It didn't work. I had a plan. God laughed and said, no, here's where you're supposed to be. I still need you for other things. You wanted to get away from doing what I was going to call you to do. No. I need you over here. So I'm happily continuing to do what I'm doing at 58 and praise the good Lord for the energy and the drive to keep moving forward. But if you talk about the fear of running out of money, then you're going to live that way, which is exactly what you're doing. And you think that's the solution.
Right. Yep. And and I have to think about, like you said, health. You don't know how long you're going to have, and I don't know.
If you die tomorrow,
it all makes sense. Yeah, it all makes sense. But maybe I need to start talking to a psychologist.
You are.
Right? Yes, that's true.
I have just to share a little intimately with you, I have a 57-year-old, very dear priest friend of mine who's about 2 months from death because he got cancer a while ago and it's incurable. So he's almost dead. My wife's cousin, 60 years old, diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. 2 months later, her husband was diagnosed with colon cancer, same age.
Oh, my.
This all happened in the span of 3 months. We got this information. Staggering. So when you say, I'm going to run out of money, it's actually an arrogant statement, believing you're going to live till you're 90 or 95 or 100. Who told you that? Who promised you that?
This is very true.
You're like foregoing today for something that may never happen tomorrow.
Okay, I'll turn in my resignation tomorrow.
Don't tell your husband it came from me.
Right.
So I share with you earlier, I get it. And a woman who is relying on a man in their marriage is scary because if something were to happen in the marriage, how are you going to financially survive? I do realize.
That's absolutely right.
Yes, I do realize the reality of that. And I also recognize that you have the ability to do that and to perform. And with the proper support can actually perform into something you're happy with. But you're not willing to concede the ego to allow for the assistance. And you're married, which means this guy probably likes you.
Yeah, I think he does.
I don't understand the issue. You're not asking for help from a stranger or an old acquaintance. This is the guy that loves you and promised to love you on the altar in front of God. And you're not allowing him to help you in the way that he possibly could. It's very troubling. It's confusing to me. And this has nothing to do with real estate.
Right. Yep.
It's just life.
No, you're absolutely right. And I will have my enough years in that one of my fears is not having my having health insurance. So I will have my 80% of my health insurance covered if I wait until July.
Understood.
So that will be a big step.
Yeah, it's a calculated move. It's not a careless move, but I'm just trying to get you to reconsider thoughts you may have already had. Now just somebody outside of your family sharing maybe a different perspective or the same perspective. I don't know.
Yep.
And that may help you. And I'm not saying it's real estate. This has nothing to do with real estate. This is just life. I
That's
do
true.
this.
Yep.
Sure, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and it's actually it's saddening to me that so many people are mentally disabled because they've allowed the government or outside influences to do that to them. Mentally disabled. Disabled
Yep.
meaning I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm afraid of this. Somebody's mentally disabled you, and you've allowed it. I jokingly say it's
Right.
like, not jokingly, but it's the battered wife syndrome. You keep going back to the person or the people or the environment that just keeps mentally abusing you. You can't break away. Even if the door's open, you can't escape. Somebody says to a battered woman, "Why didn't you leave?" She just couldn't muster the courage. She was imprisoned in her mind and didn't believe she could actually exceed or excel. Even when the door's open, you can get out, call the police, call your parents, call for help. They just don't do it. Very troubling. It's because they're mentally disabled. That person has beat them down to a point where they cannot do anything on their own anymore. This is no different, Sherry.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And I'm on my way to my daughter's right now to visit my two grandchildren. And
Wonderful.
that's another thing. She's very well taken care of. Her. She gets to stay at home with her children, and so there's no fear in that I'm going to ever have to take care of her either. So yeah, I need to start listening to you. You're right. You're very good. You're very good at what you do.
Sherry, all that I ask for is when you have a buyer, please send them to me so that we can work together even more intimately.
Yes. Yep.
Sherry, thank you for
Yep.
coming today.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the counseling session.
And it was good. Nobody else showed up, so it was just you and I. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the time with your
Thanks.
grandchildren. I know that is precious.
All right. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart.
All
Bye-bye.
righty. Bye-bye.